What's good, y'all? Just got off work, but today's video is gonna be about how I can afford my 2021 Honda Civic Sport at age 20, and I just work at a warehouse, just like picking, packing type shit, and I go to college. So first step is get a job. When I started working at 16, I had to walk to work or I would skate to work. So it's not going to be easy. And it took me 4 years to get this car I have right now. I skated to work for like 5 months. Then eventually I bought a 2005 Honda Civic. So I recommend doing that in the beginning, man. Your first car, don't try to get a nice ass car, bro. Because these old ass Civics, Hondas, Toyota, Camrys, bro, they could last. If you get it, I got mine at 140,000 miles, and it lasted me 4 years, and it lasted to 200K miles. As long as you change the oil, the fluids, the filters, you're probably gonna have one little big thing you're gonna have to pay, but better than having to buy a whole new car. Cheaper gas, cheaper insurance, cheaper registration. So I recommend getting a bucket car first. Then once you stack up your bread, then you get a nice car. And it can be damn near any job, bro. My first job, I worked at a restaurant, so a local restaurant. My brother put me on, thank God. If you have family, bro, that could hook you up, try it. But it's not impossible. Although it is getting harder now to get a job these days if you've never worked one. But fast food places, they're hiring like all the time, bro. Mickey D's, Burger King, especially during like Christmas and stuff, they're hiring so much because of peak season, and then that could be like your little steps to building up your resume. So during peak season, the best time to apply for a job, Christmas, November. But I was getting paid $16, but I stayed there for about 2 years, and I eventually got paid $18.50. I remember I was talking to the truck delivery guy, and he told me at his job, since he was such an asset to his job and that he was so valuable, whenever he felt like quitting, he would just tell him like, hey bro, he'll tell his boss, I found this other job that pays a bit more, and I was wondering if you could match this pay, but if not, then we're gonna have to part ways. I know it sounds crazy to say, like some bosses be like, bye, but if you really are an asset to the team, bro, the boss is gonna want you. So you gotta be an asset, just like a basketball player, like a full contract player, bro. They're gonna do everything in their will to keep certain players on the team. Like Anthony Edwards, they don't want to trade that fool because he's an asset to the team. But if he says, y'all not paying me enough, y'all gotta pay me or else I'm out of here, they're gonna pay him because he's valuable. So same way with like that with work. Don't give up. Even if you're getting paid chump change, it's not always gonna be like that. You'll eventually get a raise if you wait the process. And it's better on your resume to see that you last long in jobs and that you're always working up. Don't get comfortable just being a server. I started off as a dishwasher, then I went to server, then I went to register, drive through, then I was the nighttime manager. Like, you just gradually go up like that. And also in the beginning, you gotta be a dog. That's kind of why a lot of bosses be hiring younger people, because they need money. But some people, they don't really care. Like, they'll take the VTO quick. But bosses like when people, unfortunately, want to be there half the time, bro. At the time, at my household, it wasn't really good, so I'd rather be at work. So sometimes I'd be there from like 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Double overtime. But you get paid double. I think I was getting paid $32 an hour because of the double OT. So try to take as much overtime as possible. I know it sucks in the beginning, like fuck, you get no sleep. I was going to high school still too. Like, I was stressed out. But my future self now thanks my older self because he did all the work, and now I could relax on that and enjoy the fruits of my labor, man. So sometimes you just gotta thug it out for a year or two as much as possible. Once you feel like quitting, bro, try 3 more months. And I highly recommend do not quit if you don't got a job, man. Especially in this market right now, bro. It's hard to get a job. So if you got a job, bro, try to thug that shit out. I also recommend, unfortunately nowadays, you can't survive just off one job. It's just gonna keep getting worse and worse. So I do recommend having a side hustle. I sell clothes on the side. I'll probably make another video how I started that, but it could be anything. Especially if you get a new car, you could use that for Uber or Instacart or DoorDash, etc. But put your eggs in all your baskets, bro. YouTube, anything. So once you acquire a job, which I recommend I started working like at 16. As soon as I turned 16, I started working. Once you get a job, stack up your bread, because the older you get, the more your bills are gonna increase. It's just part of life, bro. So it's easier to stack up bread when you're younger, because once you get older, you're gonna have to pay more rent, more insurance, and if you have kids, I'm gonna keep you in my prayers, bro. But once you get a job, get a credit card as soon as possible. The sooner the better, because you can have good credit all you want, but if it's baby credit, it ain't gonna mean shit. So you have to have a good credit for at least like 5 years straight, stagnant. Right now my credit score is at 756. But another thing that I didn't know about, that I messed up on, was you need to do big payments on your credit card. Because my credit limit is only 2 bands. And my car, the loan, is 20. So going from 2 bands to 20 is a big jump. So I recommend getting higher credit limits every time, or getting something like furniture, like a couch, a bed. You know, keep stacking up so you look trustworthy to the banks. But yeah, so once you start working, save up as much bread as possible. Put half of that money in your savings. And if you can't be responsible with money in your savings, take some out cash and hide that shit somewhere. Cash is king too, because you never know. The bank could just randomly lock and boom, there goes your cash. So I think it is smart to have like a little safe somewhere that no one knows about, because you don't know. But have some cash, not all of it, but some cash. And you know, once you save up enough money, I recommend saving 20,000, but the goal is to just, whatever that car you want, you can be able to buy it cash, like 80% at least cash. That's when you're ready to get the car, because you still have to remember you have to pay bills and stuff like that. So if you buy it cash, you got a car, but you can't pay rent on the first. So I recommend at least having 20K, or you could pay the car cash. And the way I'm able to pay bills, school, and the car at the same time is because I made a big ass cushion to stack up my money. And I pay my bills, I pay the rent month ahead. So I always make sure rent is good, and I make sure I calculate all my bills, and I grab 3 months worth of bills and put that in my savings. Do not touch those. You gotta, because oftentimes we think we got money, we think we could go party, then we calculate all our bills and minus that off our bank account. And you're like, maybe I should cook at home. Yeah, bro, cook at home with your lazy ass. I'm talking to myself, by the way. In college, I'm gonna make another video diving deeper into this, but I highly recommend going to community college. Even if you don't want to, bro, you never know. You could change your major whenever. It's not that much money, bro. I probably spent like $500 in total for 2 years. I tried all that financial aid money, bro. If you're broke like me and your parents aren't making money like mine, the school's gonna pay you. So I highly recommend, bro, If anything, you could take an easy major with that financial aid money. You could invest it into a business or something smart, or flip the money if you're smart like that. But the one thing I do not recommend, don't take the easy way out. The more and more I get older, I can understand why people sell drugs. It's tough out here. It's tough. But don't do it, man, because it's dirty money. Spirits follow you like that, and you reap what you sow, bro. Like, yeah, you may get away with it on earth, but once you die, man, you're gonna have to face that unless you repent. So just don't do the easy way out, man. It's never worth it, bro. Just put your grind, and I'm a vessel that's proof that it's possible, bro. I did this shit by myself, no co-signing or nothing. And I do recommend if you get finance a car, and if I got my car pre-owned, I think it's better that way just because it's cheaper. And those cars, they last either way. They could last to 300K plus. So watch YouTube videos how to fix a car. It's not that hard, bro. It's just a big ass Lego. And if you have a mechanic in your family that could spot you, but if it's something big, then pay a mechanic. But little shit like filters, oil change, those sensors, like you could change that yourself, bro. Just watch a YouTube video. But yeah, bro, I do not recommend financing your car through the dealer. I do highly recommend, once your credit's good, bro, go to a bank. School first too is a good one if you work at a school, or if you have family that works in a school, or you're going to college to work in the school industry. You could try to apply for school first. That's a good credit company. But whatever you do, try your hardest not to get it through the bank, because they be scamming. And warranty too, that shit. I mean, if you have the money, get it. But bro, if it's a Honda or Toyota, like, that car is not gonna break down anytime soon unless you're driving stupid. But if you drive like a regular person, bro, you should be chilling. So I don't really recommend getting warranty unless you don't know what you're doing or you're a crazy driver. But yeah, bro, that's how I am able to afford my car at this age and still able to pay all my bills, just working at a warehouse and going to school. If I could do it, you guys could do it too. But always remember, God got your back too. Something that always sticks with me, because I still get stressed out about all these bills to this day. But there's a Bible verse, I don't know exactly quote, but God feeds the birds, the animals, and they don't work labor like us. So what makes you think he won't supply us? We are made in the image of God. He loves us dearly. And we have dominion over all those animals and all this stuff. So don't doubt that God won't bless you. But also, don't do things expecting God to bless you, because that's not how it works, bro. You got to do it out the kindness of your heart. God bless you all. Amen.